Post 1. Am I the jerk for exposing my cousin's sock puppet smear? After she cheated with my BIL, I am a 31-year-old woman and my family does Sunday dinner like church. We rotate houses, everyone brings a side, and my mother keeps a running group chat called Table Talk, where she sends reminder texts about napkins and asks for photos for the shared album. I am the person who calms herself down by making timelines and keeping screenshots. I know that sounds dramatic for potato salad, but it is how my brain stays steady when feelings run hot. 2 months ago, I started feeling a wrong note between my sister Lena's husband, Mark, and our cousin Ivy. Nothing obvious, just little things that I tried to explain away because I do not like being suspicious. Ivy suddenly loved the same podcasts Mark does and would haha react to his messages in the group chat within seconds. At dinner, she would drift to whatever chair he used with her plate, even if there were 5 other open seats, the kind of behavior that, if you point it out, makes you sound petty. Then came a girls' day that Lena and I planned. We went to a thrift shop and a cafe. Ivy said she was busy, then showed up at the end to say hi and left wearing the cardigan Lena had just bought. Ivy said she was borrowing it for a quick photo because it matched her nails. I took a picture of my latte, did not say anything, and felt small for caring. When we hugged goodbye, Ivy's keys swung up from her tote. There was a hotel key card on the ring. She saw me glance at it and laughed. Long story for another time, she said. I smiled like that was normal. Last Sunday, dinner was at my mother's house. I got there early to help set out plates. Mom asked me to send the cute photo of the nephews from the shared album to the living room TV so the elders could see. I went to AirPlay from my phone. I am going to be very careful here because I want to be honest without sounding theatrical. I clicked the wrong album. For 2 seconds, the TV flashed a boomerang from the shared album cache. Ivy and Mark clinking glasses at a downtown hotel bar, the light behind them the exact blue glow of a chain hotel lounge. Her hand on his wrist, his watch face visible. They were smiling in a way that made the room tilt. I yanked the phone down. The screen went back to the nephews at the park. No one said anything. Plates made noises. My mother asked whether the coleslaw was out of the fridge. I stood very still and felt my face heat in a way that makes you remember you are an animal with a heart. I did not confront them in the room. I am not built for scenes. After dinner, when people started putting on coats, I asked Mark if he could help me carry a box to my car. In the driveway, I said, I need to ask you something hard. Were you with Ivy at the Westgate on Thursday? He laughed, not kindly. He said I was paranoid and should stop reading into things. He said he and Ivy had met to plan a surprise for Lena. He said he had receipts for the party supplies. He did not show me any. He gave me a look that said I was the problem. I sat in my car and shook. Then I did the thing my brain knows how to do. I made a small list. Thursday night. Timestamp on the boomerang if it's saved. Rideshare receipts in the shared album from Ivy's cute night out. I checked my own phone's friend activity on Spotify, which shows who is listening to what. Mark had private session toggled on starting at 6:07 p.m., which he never does. Ivy's story from Thursday had a hotel bathroom selfie with a plant that matches the Westgates. I was making myself nauseous connecting dots, so I stopped. I called Lena from my car. I asked if she was home. She said yes. I told her I needed to tell her something and that I would show her what I had and I could be wrong, but I did not think I was. She said okay in that careful voice a person uses when the floor might move. I drove over. I showed her the 2-second boomerang still cached on my TV app. I showed her Ivy's bathroom selfie. I showed her the toggled private session. I felt like I was betraying a boundary that says, do not bring a hammer when a whisper might work. She stared at my phone a long time. She said she had noticed that he had started staying out on work nights more. She said she had put the cardigan in a bag for Ivy and then taken it out because it made her stomach hurt. We agreed that she would ask him directly that night. She asked me not to be there. I went home and lay on my rug and listened to my upstairs neighbor's television through the floorboards because it sounded like someone else's life. Within an hour, Ivy posted a breezy photo of her dog on Table Talk and then texted me privately, please stop making up stories because you are jealous of my close bond with everyone. I had not said anything to anyone except Lena. 10 minutes later, Aunt Claudia, Ivy's mother, posted in the family group chat, some people cannot stand to see others happy and try to break families with lies. Mark sent, Please keep private matters private and do not spread rumors while I plan something for my wife. I felt outnumbered and sick in a room that only existed on a screen. Lena texted me an hour after that. He says it was a planning meeting. He will not show me proof. He says I am overreacting. I asked if she wanted me to come over. She said no and sent a heart, the sad kind. I lay awake until 2 with my phone face down because I was afraid of what it might show if I picked it up. This morning, I woke up to a new follower on Instagram called sisterspill_ with one post about jealous siblings. It felt pointed enough to be silly, and yet I still felt that trickle of cold down my back. I blocked it and made coffee. Then I sat down to write this because I am torn between feeling like I am protecting my sister and feeling like I just cracked something open that will not close again. I know I could have stayed out of it. I know the family prefers to handle things in whispers and pretend the room did not tilt. But I saw the 2 seconds. I saw the hotel key card. I saw the cardigan. I am not sure if I am the person who made this worse or the person who refused to be the last to know. Am I the jerk for telling my sister what I saw and backing it up with the small receipts I had, instead of letting the surprise planning story stand until it either became true by repetition or exploded on its own? Comment 1, not the jerk, 2-second boomerang, hotel key card, private session, and an instant smear campaign in the chat. You brought your sister facts, not gossip. Keep screenshots, lock down your accounts, and let her decide next steps. Comment 2, not the jerk, you did not make a scene. You told the person who needed to know. Expect Darvo from Ivy and maybe Mark. Save everything and be kind to yourself. Update 1. Some people asked what happened after I told Lena. I wish I could say the room calmed down and adults spoke like adults. Instead, the noise got organized. The morning after my post, a new Instagram called sisterspill_ followed me again because I had blocked the first one. The bio said, "Truth hurts," with a snake emoji. The one post accused a jealous older sister of being obsessed with another woman's marriage. The caption used phrases Ivy uses like, "protect my peace" and "low vibration." I reported it and screenshotted every inch. 10 minutes later, a throwaway Reddit account with the same handle commented on my original thread, claiming I once hit on Mark. That never happened. My stomach dropped because whoever made the account knew I had posted and moved quickly to stain it. At 10 a.m., my work email pinged. Subject line, concern about employee behavior. The message said I was unstable, had a history of lying, and was currently stalking a married man. It asked HR to do a wellness check before I lashed out. It referenced a detail from my public LinkedIn, then misspelled my boss's first name exactly the way Aunt Claudia does. Attached was a photo collage of me at 3 family events, cropped to make me look like I was glaring. I sat with my hands in my lap and said out loud, "Do not cry at your desk." Then I closed my door and cried anyway. My friend Naya works in HR at another company. I sent her the email with headers expanded. She walked me through what to look for. The sender was a free webmail created that morning. The IP in the header belonged to a cell carrier. The email referenced my Reddit thread within the first sentence and used the phrase "jealous older sister" again. Nia said to forward it to my actual HR with the full headers and a one-line note. This appears to be targeted harassment tied to a family issue. I am safe at work. Please let me know if you need anything from me. She also told me to write down every account and post that seemed linked, with dates and screenshots, because patterns convince people who do not know the players. I told Lena about the Sockpuppet and the HR email. She sent 3 dots, then nothing, then, "I believe you about the accounts. I do not know what to do about my marriage." I told her she did not owe anyone a decision today. Then I put my phone face down and opened a new folder on my desktop called Evidence. I felt ridiculous, and also like I had finally handed myself a tool instead of just absorbing hit after hit. The family chat went loud that afternoon. Aunt Claudia posted that jealous people project and that my behavior was scaring our elders. Mark wrote, "If you had respected privacy, there would be no mess." Ivy posted a photo of a planner with the caption, "Surprise season." My mother sent a long message about how love is complicated and asked me to apologize for my tone so we can restore balance. I typed and deleted 3 times. Then I wrote one clean paragraph. "Please stop discussing this in the family chat. Private matters should be private. I am stepping back." I muted the thread. That night, Tom, our quieter cousin, texted me directly. "You did not get this from me," he wrote, "but you should have it." He sent screenshots from a small Discord server where he and Ivy play games with friends. Ivy had posted a cropped photo of Mark's watch face on her nightstand with the caption, "Teaching a hater a lesson." Two people reacted with laughing emojis. Another screenshot showed Ivy bragging about cleaning up receipts and calling me a spreadsheet cop. My hands shook. I wrote back, "Thank you. I will not drag you into it." He said, "I am already in it." She used my invite link to make those accounts. Mrs. Patel, my mother's neighbor, called my mom while I was sitting with her. She is the kind of person who notices small things and waters everyone's plants when they travel. She said kindly, "I do not want to be involved, but I have seen Mark's car outside Ivy's apartment 3 Wednesdays in a row after 10 p.m. I only say this because I overheard some talk about surprise planning, and I do not want people to think they are crazy." My mother thanked her and hung up and then looked at me as if the floor was tilting again. She said, "Please do not make this worse." I said, "I am not making anything. I am trying to stop it from becoming a lie I have to live inside." I called Nia again because I needed guardrails. She told me two practical things. First, lock down everything. I changed passwords, enabled two-factor authentication, 2FA on every account, and removed old recovery emails. Second, capture what you can without interacting. She taught me to initiate a password reset on a suspect account without finishing it, just to view the masked recovery email. I tried it on Sister Spill. The masked recovery email preview matched the handle Ivy uses for her Etsy shop, a unique string of letters and numbers that she has used for years. Nia said, "Take a screenshot with the time and your desktop clock. This will matter if you ever need to show a platform or a detective." I did. My hands had that cold buzz that feels like fear wearing a lab coat. I am not proud of this next part, but I do not know another way to say it. I opened a notes app and wrote a simple timeline because otherwise the noise scrambles me. Thursday, hotel boomerang, private session toggle, Ivy bathroom selfie. Friday, sister spill underscore follows, Reddit throwaway appears, HR email created, headers tied to the same day. Saturday, Ivy's Discord posts via Tom, watch on nightstand, teaching a hater a lesson. 3 Wednesdays. Mrs. Patel sees Mark's car. Writing it down made me feel less like a person who is dramatic and more like a person who is keeping a record while a storm tries to blow papers out of her hands. Mark texted me at midnight. "You are sick for dragging my wife into your obsession. Leave us alone." Then the message disappeared. He unsent it. I still have the screenshot because my phone previews on the lock screen and I grabbed it before it vanished. I did not reply. This morning, I sent a short, calm packet to my HR. I attached the original harassment email with headers, my one-sentence note, and a simple statement that I had filed a police report for online impersonation and harassment. I did not embellish. I did not accuse. I just put the paper in the place where paper goes. Then I went to the police station and filed the report. The officer was brisk. He took my printouts, gave me a case number, and told me to keep collecting, but not to engage. He said, "People like this want attention. Do not feed it." I went back to my car and cried again, then drank water until my head stopped pounding. My mother called this afternoon to ask me to apologize for my tone and let Lena work it out. I told her I will not apologize for telling the truth. I said I would not discuss this in the family chat and that any further harassment would be handled through proper channels, not group threads. She said I was tearing our family apart. I said it was already torn and I am trying to stop the rip from widening. I do not think it landed. Right now, I feel like I did the right things and also like I set something on fire. I hate that both can be true. I did not want to involve HR or the police. I wanted adults to stop lying and do the decent thing quietly. That did not happen. So I made a folder. I am not sure if that makes me prudent or petty. Am I the jerk for moving past family whispers, saving headers and screenshots, alerting my HR to a targeted harassment email, and filing a police report about the Sockpuppet and impersonation, instead of keeping it inside the family until Lena decides what to do? Comment 1. Not the jerk. Sockpuppet smears, an HR hit piece, and Discord brags are not family business. Documenting, locking down, and filing a report are basic self-protection. Keep everything in your evidence folder and let platforms and, if needed, police handle the rest. Update 2. By Monday evening, the family group chat stopped being a chat and became a pressure washer. My mother renamed it Restoring Harmony and posted 3 paragraphs about tone, patience, and how love can survive trials if we keep private matters private. Aunt Claudia followed with, OP owes Ivy and Mark a public apology for lies that threatened a future. 3 cousins hearted it. One added, We all saw the way you look at Mark. Please stop. I stared at my phone and felt that old wobble behind my ribs. Then I toggled mute and wrote on a sticky note, Do not argue in rooms where facts are unwelcome. The offline pressure arrived next. My mother asked me to come to her house for tea. When I walked in, Aunt Claudia was already at the table with a binder labeled family. She had printed screenshots of my Reddit post with the username cropped and a list of concerns about my mental health. I said calmly, I told Lena the truth and showed her what I saw. The Sockpuppet accounts and the HR email came after. Claudia said I had invited negativity by posting online and that I should stop documenting and start praying. My mother asked if I would apologize for my tone so we can save Lena's marriage. I asked, How does my tone determine whether a man chose a hotel bar? No one answered. I finished my tea, hugged my mother, and left without promising anything. That was the first quiet no I've said to either of them. The pylon moved to Facebook. Ivy posted a pastel graphic about forgiveness with a caption that read, Hurt people hurt people. Pray for those who slander. Under it, a brand new account named Mason from Yoga commented, Some women flirt with taken men to feel powerful. The account's recovery email preview matched the same unique handle Ivy uses for her Etsy shop. I took the screenshot with my clock visible and added it to evidence. It is surreal to collect proof that someone you shared holiday tables with is bad at hiding their digital trail. Tom, our quieter cousin, became a lifeline. He sent more Discord screenshots from Ivy's small gaming server. In one, Ivy bragged about teaching a hater a lesson and used the same phrases that appeared on Sister Spill _ and Mason from Yoga. Jealous older sister, low vibration, protect my peace. Another showed a cropped photo of Mark's watch on her nightstand with a timestamp that matched the boomerang evening. He wrote, I hate this, here's the truth. I told him I would never say his name. He said, She already accused me of being on your side. Might as well be useful. Mrs. Patel, my mother's neighbor, came by with mail and the kind of look that says she wishes she did not know anything. She said, I have seen Mark's car outside Ivy's building late on Wednesdays. I only tell you so you do not doubt yourself when someone uses big words to make you feel small. I thanked her and wanted to cry, because clear sentences from calm people have become rare. Meanwhile, the Sockpuppet accounts kept multiplying in clumsy ways. Sister Spill _ posted a story featuring cropped photos of me at family events with arrows pointing at my eyebrows. Mason from Yoga DM'd 2 of Lena's friends with a fake flirty screenshot of me that was clearly a text bubble over a stock background. Naya, my HR friend, showed me how to initiate a password reset just to see masked recovery emails and creation dates without accessing the accounts. Both showed the exact same masked handle Ivy uses for her shop. Creation dates sat within an hour of the HR email to my office. I felt a cold kind of clarity as I clipped those images into my folder. The guilt tactics shifted when the smear campaign did not land widely. Aunt Claudia started a group prayer text that included me, Lena, my mother, and 3 aunts. The prompt was, Pray for those who let jealousy in. I muted it. Another cousin posted a poll in Restoring Harmony asking whether I should apologize for tone so healing can begin. The vote split down the middle. Tom texted me privately, Stop reading polls. I deleted the thread and went for a walk until my shoulders dropped. Lena and I are talking in careful sentences. She told me she asked Mark again about the hotel points and he called her controlling. She looked up the account herself and found bonus points from that Thursday. He said Ivy had used his account to book a room for a cousin's shower. She asked which cousin. He said he could not remember. She sent me a single-line text after, I am not crazy. I replied, You never were. I thanked Reddit because it matters. If strangers had not told me I was underreacting, I think I would have apologized for tone and asked for nothing. Instead, I did boring protective things. I locked down my accounts. I set up 2-factor authentication. I put camera stickers over my laptop. I set up a door camera after a paper note appeared on my apartment door that said rat in marker. I filed an update to my police report with the new screenshots, the masked recovery email previews, and the door note. The officer said to save the note in a plastic bag and not to engage. It is strange to treat a piece of paper like evidence when your aunt is hosting prayer circles. One contrarian on my thread wrote, "Mind your business. Marriages survive cheating when outsiders stay out. You broke your sister's home by refusing to shut up." I sat with it for 10 minutes because I never want to be the person who breaks anything. Then I replied once. My business began when my name and workplace were dragged into a smear. I told my sister what I saw. I saved proof of ongoing harassment. Sockpuppet accounts tied to the same recovery handle, an HR email created the hour those accounts appeared, and a neighbor's consistent observations. I will not engage further. Then I closed the app and watered my plants. The family pylon will not become logic by repetition. The pattern is clear. Ivy cheated with Mark. When I told the truth, she tried to erase me with fake accounts, then tried to scare me at work, and now she is trying to win by fatigue. I am not going to debate with people who want a villain more than they want the truth. I am going to keep my folder, keep my camera on, and help my sister get to wherever she needs to go next. My mother asked me again tonight to apologize for tone only. I said, no, I will not apologize for telling the truth. The word no did not shake this time. It felt like a steady plank under my feet. I am not in charge of Lena's marriage. I am in charge of not letting a sock puppet ruin my name. Comment 1. Not the jerk. The pylon, prayer chain, and pole are pressure tactics. You have platform-level evidence tying the sock puppets to Ivy and a neighbor confirming late visits. Keep documenting, keep boundaries, and stand by Lena without negotiating your reputation. Comment 2. Contrarian. You are inserting yourself. If you had stayed quiet, they might have worked it out. OP reply, I told my sister the truth and then responded to targeted harassment tied to my name and job. That is not inserting myself. That is protecting myself while supporting her. I will not engage further. Update 3. By midweek, the smear campaign got louder and clumsier at the same time. Ivy posted a long pastel Facebook note about stalkers and miserable people who invent stories. She did not use my name. She did not have to. The sentences had her exact pet phrases from our chats. Protect my peace. Low vibration. Teach lessons. Within an hour, my aunt and 2 cousins shared it with so brave comments. I took screenshots with the date and time showing and dropped them into evidence. Then the catfish arrived. A brand new account called Mason from Yoga DM'd 2 of Lena's closest friends, claiming he had screenshots of me flirting with him and asking whether his relationship was real. The screenshots looked wrong at a glance. The fonts were off. The timestamp used a format that did not match my phone. One friend forwarded them to Lena with, "This feels fake but wanted you to see." The other forwarded them to me with, "Is this Ivy?" It should have been laughable. Instead, it made my hands cold. Watching someone try to frame you in real time is like being accused of picking a lock while you are standing in your own living room with the key in your hand. I called Nia. She said, "Time for platform basics and easy forensics." She taught me to begin a password reset on the catfish account without completing it so I could see the masked recovery email. The preview showed a unique string of letters and numbers that Ivy has used for years as her Etsy shop handle. We repeated the trick on sisterspill_. Same masked handle. I took clean screenshots with my desktop clock visible. Nia also had me save the account creation times from the About tabs. Everyone fell within an hour of the HR email that hit my office. The pattern was not a theory. It was a row of clocks. Tom sent a new batch from Ivy's small Discord. One was a cropped photo of Mark's watch on Ivy's nightstand with a timestamp that matched the Thursday boomerang. The other was Ivy bragging that Mason from Yoga is already in her head. She added a line about moving the story into the right hands, followed by a snake emoji. Tom's message after the screenshots was short. Do what you need to do. I hate this. Mrs. Patel added a quiet note of reality I badly needed. She knocked on my mother's door while I was there and said, "This is none of my business, but if you need to trust your eyes, I saw Mark's car at Ivy's building again last night at 11:20. I am sorry to be the person who says things no one wants to hear." My mother nodded and closed the door like she wanted to fold the air around us and make the words disappear. After she left, my mother asked me to stop collecting and start trusting that love survives. I said gently that love can survive, but lies do not turn true when you stop writing them down. At this point, I had enough for a proper report. I printed a packet. First page, timeline. Second page, screenshots of the catfish and sock puppets with masked recovery emails visible and my clock in the corner. Third page, header view of the HR email showing creation that morning. Fourth page, Discord captures from Tom. Fifth page, Mrs. Patel's written note, which she kindly signed with, willing to confirm times if asked. I walked the packet to the detective assigned to my initial harassment report. He skimmed, circled the masked handle on 2 pages, and said the phrase I needed to hear. This is useful. He explained that platforms respond to clean reports and that if a pattern of impersonation crosses into workplace interference and targeted harassment, they will sometimes preserve IP logs for an investigation. He gave me a supplemental case slip and told me to keep documenting, not engaging. The catfish escalated once more. Mason from yoga messaged my boss from a brand new account with, "Concern about your employee." It was nearly the same text as the first HR email, but with my job title wrong and my boss's name spelled the way Aunt Claudia misspells it in family messages. My actual HR forwarded it to me with a calm note. "We received this. We know your situation. We have documented your prior report. Please continue to forward anything you receive. We will disregard anonymous tips." I sat in my office and let my hands stop shaking on top of the desk blotter. Relief can feel like the moment a loud refrigerator turns off. I warned Mark once, measured and clean. Further attempts to involve my workplace will be sent to your employer attached to the police report number. I have not referenced your employer to anyone. Please stop. He replied, "You are sick," and then unsent it. My preview caught it. I did not write back. He knows paper exists. That is enough. The family did a new pivot that made me almost laugh. Ivy posted a GoFundMe titled "Support for Healing from Lies," claiming unnamed people had tried to destroy her livelihood. The text reused phrases from Sister Spill _ word for word. I reported it through the platform form with my case number and 3 screenshots tying the language to the sock puppets and the masked handle. The campaign came down within a day with a form note about violations of the terms. Aunt Claudia posted a new pastel square about persecution. I took a screenshot and went for a walk. Meanwhile, Lena found spine I have never seen in her. She looked up Mark's hotel points account and asked one calm question. "Which cousin's shower did you book a room for with our points on Thursday?" He said I was poisoning her. She said, "Name the cousin." He could not. She told him to stay at a friend's for the week. Ivy responded with a pray for soft hearts story and a photo of a hand holding a mug that did not hide the corner of Mark's monogram by accident. The pettiness of that made my stomach flip. I saved it and then closed the app for 24 hours because living inside someone else's performance is not living. In the middle of all this, a single contrarian showed up on my thread with the take I expected. "You are obsessive. You made burner accounts to frame Ivy, and now you are playing victim." I stared at the sentence until it lost shape, then replied once. "I have platform-level screenshots showing the catfish and sock puppets share the same masked recovery handle Ivy uses for her shop, and creation windows that line up with the first HR email." I filed a report and stepped back. I will not engage further. Then I muted the thread for the night and watered my plants in silence. I am not naive. I know screenshots are not the same as justice. I also know that if I had stayed in whispers, my name would already be covered in moss. The packet is not revenge. It is a handrail. Lena needs space to make decisions. I need sleep and a life that does not ping like a car alarm. Separating those two needs is the only way either happens. Now my phone sits on the counter face down more than it used to. The door camera chime is set low. The evidence folder lives on a cloud drive and a backup drive because I am my grandfather's granddaughter and he taught me to keep 2 copies of the things that matter. When Ivy posts, I do not rush. When a cousin texts me a pastel square, I do not answer. I am done trying to win the group chat. I am protecting my job, my name, and my sister's right to the truth without spectacle. Comment 1. Not the jerk. You tied the catfish and sock puppets to Ivy's long-used handle, matched creation times to the HR hit, and handed a clean packet to a detective. That is not drama. That is self-protection. Keep documenting and let Lena move at her pace. Update 4. The breaking point did not arrive like a fight. It arrived as a birthday party at the community center with fold out tables and a store cake that said Happy 70th. My mother asked everyone to come early to hang streamers. Ivy volunteered to set the vibe and got there before me. When I walked in, she was already near the small PA the center loans out. She had placed a mason jar of eucalyptus sprigs next to the mic like it was a stage. I told myself I would not make a scene. I had decided my job was to keep my folder clean and my voice calm. I had 3 pages in a clear sleeve so I would not fumble. Page 1 was the short timeline. Page 2 showed the Sockpuppet and Catfish accounts with the masked recovery emails that match Ivy's old shop handle. My desktop clock shows in the corner. Page 3 was the loyalty points activity from Thursday. Lena found the bonus stamped to Mark's account after he told her it was for a cousin's shower. She printed the line and circled the date. People settled in. Someone put fruit trays on ice. Ivy lifted the mic and smiled at Lena. Families go through storms, she said. Some people invite storms by spreading lies. When you see a jealous person try to ruin a home, pray for them. The room did that hush that feels like the air pulling back. I felt my ribs tighten. I looked at my mother. I looked at Lena. She was holding a stack of napkins so tightly the corners bent. I stood because the alternative was to let a story harden around me while I held proof in my hands. I walked to the front and said, I will keep this brief. My voice shook for one sentence and then steadied like it had a railing. Here's my timeline. I read 3 lines. Thursday, a hotel lounge boomerang from the shared album Cash. Ivy's matching bathroom selfie the same night. Mark's Spotify private session at 6:07. Then I held up page 2. The Catfish and Sockpuppet accounts that smeared me share the same masked recovery email string Ivy uses on her shop. Both were created within an hour of the anonymous email to my workplace. I did not look at Ivy. I looked at the paper so I would not cry. Aunt Claudia stood so fast her chair scraped. You are sick, she said. You edited those images. I nodded, not as agreement, but because I expected that exact sentence. These are platform views taken while initiating password resets. The masked handle is unique. The desktop clock is visible. HR captured the first email headers and logged the time. I held up page 3. And here are loyalty points posted to Mark's account Thursday night. I turned to Lena and placed the page in her hand. You asked one question. Which cousin? He could not answer. Mark tried to grab the mic. This is harassment, he said. She has always wanted to ruin things. Lena did not look at me. She looked at him. Her voice was quiet. Which cousin did you book a room for with our points? He looked at the ceiling. He named a cousin who lives out of state. Aunt Claudia said, See? Lena shook her head. She flew home 2 weeks ago. I picked her up. Ivy laughed in a bright way that made my skin prickle. You all have no idea what goes into planning joy. We were creating a surprise. OP is addicted to being right. The center director stepped closer like he was ready to mute mics. I did him a favor. I stepped back and put the mic on the table. Then I said the sentence I had practiced into my bathroom mirror. No more group chats. Do not contact my workplace again. Do not contact me through sock puppets. Any further harassment goes to the detective on my report. My boundaries are not a debate. Mark said, You are tearing this family apart. It was the exact line my mother had rehearsed on the phone. This time, I did not answer. I did not need to. Lena did. She looked at him the way a person looks at a puzzle when they finally see the picture that the pieces were trying to make. You are leaving, she said. Tonight. It was not loud. It was a sentence that fit in the room like it had been waiting for a place to sit. A couple of cousins started in with tone talks. The center director lifted a hand. No speeches, he said. It is a birthday. The room remembered itself. Someone cut cake. The elders lined up for coffee. Ivy stood with the mic stand between her and the table like it could shield her from the shape of the sentence Lena had just put down. Aunt Claudia told anyone who would listen that I had ruined a milestone. Tom moved near me and said under his breath, You did not make this storm. You opened an umbrella. My mother came to my side with eyes full of worry. Can you soften? She whispered. I shook my head. There is no soft version that keeps my job and my name safe. She looked like she wanted to argue and then stopped because she had seen the 3 pages. She had seen Lena's face. After cake, Ivy tried a last pivot. She came up to me, close, and said, "You have no idea what you have done. I will make sure people see you." I took a breath and said, "They already see me. They see me not lying." Then I walked away because I am done debating with a person who thinks attention is truth. Lena texted me later that evening. I told him to pack a bag while I get a lawyer. I am scared and also I can breathe. She asked if I could stay with her for 2 nights. I said yes. I packed a small bag and took my door camera's notifications down to silent because tonight my life lived in a different home for a bit. Mrs. Patel saw me carrying a pillow and said, "I will bring extra tea." I sent one email before I turned my phone off. It went to the detective. I attached the masked recovery email screenshots, the GoFundMe copy that reused the same phrases, and the HR note confirming the second tip was logged and disregarded. Subject line, supplemental packet. I wrote one sentence. I am not responding to any more bait. It felt like setting down a heavy thing I had been pretending was light. I do not know what happens next in a big way. I know smaller things. I know I did not back down when the room wanted me to whisper. I know Lena asked him to leave and he left. I know a birthday can hold a small slice of truth next to a piece of sheet cake if you put both on the same plate and pass them down the line without shaking. Comment 1. Not the jerk. You kept it to 3 pages, you spoke in dates and platform facts, and you let Lena make her call. The masked recovery handle, the creation windows, and the points activity are real receipts. Hold your boundaries. Let your detective and HR handle the rest. Final update, 11 months later. 11 months is long enough for the noise to fade into a kind of weather report in another town. Lena filed right after the birthday, and the case moved at the speed everyone warns you about. She has a lawyer who speaks in calm paragraphs. The divorce is not finalized yet, but the shape is clear. There is a temporary order, a budget that she controls, and a list of assets that stopped being a mystery. She sleeps in her own apartment now with a lamp she picked and 2 plants that keep not dying. Mrs. Patel slips tea under her door on rough days and texts only pictures of birds. Mark did not become a new person. He moved into a different spare room, tried one round of "we should not throw this away," and then stopped. His employer asked him about misuse of loyalty points after someone filed an ethics complaint with the same language from the HR email that hit my office months ago. He is still employed, but his team moved him off the travel account. I did not contact his employer. I never would. These ripples move on their own when there is enough paper. Ivy never apologized. She lost a small community gig after my platform report, and the detective's case number lined up with a separate complaint from another person she had smeared last year. She insists she was framed. She runs a small healing circle online now and posts pastel squares about being persecuted by liars. Aunt Claudia still believes her. I muted them both. Muting is a boundary you can see on a screen. The sock puppets went quiet after the detective's call to the platform. Sister Spill _ and Mason from Yoga vanished in one afternoon with a form note on their profiles. The GoFundMe has not reappeared. My HR file has 2 tidy emails. My original note with headers and the follow-up confirming they will ignore anonymous tips. I changed every password and left them changed. I have not had a door note since I put up the motion light. The camera chimes a few times each night when moths fly by and then goes quiet. I did not know how beautiful quiet could be until my life stopped pinging like a car alarm. My mother and I have found a middle that does not wobble. She does not ask me to rejoin group chats. I do not make her choose a team at Sunday dinners. We sit next to each other, pass salad, and do not speak about pastel squares. When she wants to talk about Lena, she calls Lena. When she wants to talk to me, she asks about my basil and sends me a picture of a bird she cannot name so I can Google it for her. It is a better relationship because it is smaller and truer. Tom and I are closer. He never asked for credit, and I will never speak his name outside of rooms that hold him. We send each other screenshots of funny glitches and recipes that work. He told me once that living with someone who performs every feeling taught him to notice the quiet truth early. I told him I am trying to build a life where truth does not need to perform at all. I still have the evidence folder. It sits on my drive in a backup drive because I learned to keep 2 copies of what matters. I almost never open it. I will keep it until Lena's case is closed, and then I will put it on a thumb drive and drop it in a real folder in a safe. Not because I want to live in the past, but because proof is a kindness to your future self when someone tries to rewrite the weather report. Some nights, the old panic flickers when my phone lights up after dark. Then the motion light clicks on outside my door, and I breathe. I cook more. I sleep earlier. I walk a little route by the river where the geese honk and the water moves, whether or not a cousin posts a square. I make fewer timelines. I still over explain when I am nervous. I am kinder to that part of myself because she kept us safe when the room tilted. If someone reading this is inside a family storm and thinks the only options are whisper or scream, I learned there is a third path. It looks like platform reports, calm emails to HR, a door camera, and printed pages that say nothing but facts. It looks like saying no without shaking and meaning it. It looks like helping a sister pack her coats while a podcast about birds plays and the sound of boxes sliding on the floor is the only dramatic noise in the room. Lena is okay. I am okay. Ivy still insists she was wronged and posts about it. The difference is that none of that pings my phone anymore. Peace is not cinematic. Peace is a quiet inbox, a locked account, a motion light, and a name that belongs to you again. Belongs to you again. Belongs to you again. Belongs to you.